Welcome to Weight Loss from Home, the holistic way. Just a recap before we go into day number 6. Maintaining a journal, consuming enough number of fruits a day, conscious breathing, moving around both in quantity and quality, that is being physically active, and be mindful of our actions. These are all the topics that we covered in the previous 5 days. And today we are going into, on day 6, we are going to discuss about Stardust. What is Stardust and how is it connected to weight loss from home and the holistic way? So before we go into the details, let's try to understand who we are. So this question has been bothering humankind for so many years. People have been looking into stars and try to understand our position in the galaxy, in the universe, and try to make sense of it. And scientists have studied deep into the matter, and they have gone to study the atoms and the subatomic particles and try to figure out who we are, how we are made up of, what is the purpose. And some people, instead of going into the matter and macrocosm, they have gone into inside. They went into themselves. They contemplated, right? Great seers, sages, philosophers, and all of them, they went deep inside to find out who we are. So this question has been bothering. I mean, unless and otherwise we know what is the purpose of our life and what is happening. And if we don't have the answers to these basic questions, it is very difficult to figure out the purpose of life. Okay, so scientists, when they're studying and the way the medical science sees what a person is, right? Basically, we deal with whether you're a healthcare professional, whether you're a dietitian or a physiotherapist or a surgeon or a physician, we look into our body. But when we look into our body, what is this body made up of? So we all know that human body is made up of different organ systems. We have respiratory system, cardiovascular system, excretory system, musculoskeletal system, blood, nervous system. So different organ systems. An organ system is group of organs which performs a common function. For example, kidney performs the function of eliminating toxins from our body. These organ systems are made up of organs, specific organs. If you look at digestive system, starting from salivary glands to esophagus, stomach, liver, pancreas, intestines, all of them are different organs, and they all perform single function. So these organs, individual organs, made up of different kinds of tissues. A tissue is collection of cells which perform one single function, and these tissues are made up of identical cells. And say, for example, brain consists of neurons. Neurons are a specific type of cells, and skin consists of a different kind of cell. Heart consists of different kinds of muscle cell. So likewise, we have different types of cells in our body. And what these cells are made up of? These cells are made up of nutrients. For example, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And we all know all these things are made up of atoms, right? So where do these atoms come from? And to make our body, where are we getting all these nutrients from? These nutrients come into our body and make our body, and the primary source are plants. So what do these plants do? These plants draw water through their roots from the soil, and they capture atmospheric carbon dioxide and the photon energy in the form of photons from sunlight, and through the process of photosynthesis they make these nutrients. So that is why plants are called primary producers or producers. Okay, and how does this photons or sunlight help in photosynthesis in combining these molecules? Let's say this black one is carbon, and this white one is hydrogen, and this red one is oxygen. So these atoms, they need to be bound together. To bind together, you need to form a chemical bond, and that energy is captured by the plant and a bond is created. So that means even if we have these carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen from atmospheric thing, and oxygen and hydrogen from water. So to make these bonds, we need sunlight, and from sunlight, these photons or this energy is required to make these chemical bonds. Okay. Now, where do these atoms come from in the first place? We all know that the universe is 13.2 billion years old according to Big Bang theory. The physicists, they calculated that 13.2 years ago, there was a big bang and the universe is gradually expanding. That means before that, there is singularity. That means all the matter and all the galaxies that we see in the entire universe, including our solar system, which is part of Milky Way galaxy. Like that, there are millions and millions of galaxies. All of them, they started from a single point. That means everything started with that Big Bang. So all the atoms, molecules that we see and that are present on Earth, which plants draw, and with the help of sunlight, they make these nutrients. And these nutrients we borrow from the soil. And with the help of sunlight, they form the complex structures that is human body. So that means everything is there. I mean, whatever the matter that is there in the stars and that is there in the universe is there on the earth, and the same thing is there in our body. So we are nothing but stardust. Okay. So why is this important? So we human beings are on top of the food chain. Okay. Plants, green plants, with the help of chlorophyll, they capture sunlight and they make this carbohydrate, starch, and rest of the nutrients. From there, secondary consumers, tertiary, and finally predators. And we human beings stay on top of the food chain. So, and the way we live our lives, we think that if you have money, you can buy our food, right? And how does this money is converted into food? Can you eat food? You eat your money? No, you need food on your table to survive yourself. So for that to happen, we need sun, sunlight, soil, good quality of soil, and good quality of water. And without them, there are no plants, and without plants, animals cannot survive. And to get our grains and vegetables and fruits, we need farmers who till the soil and grow crops, and from there, that grains come to our kitchen or go to cooks in restaurants and stores. From there, from where we get our food. But do we pay attention to this? All these things, right? How many of us, while we are consuming food, are able to realize that, okay, for this breakfast, for this meal to be there on my table, how many people are working? How many things are working in perfect synchronicity? Right? Imagine you all you have is only money, rest of the people are not there. Is it possible to have your meal? No. Unless and otherwise we pay attention to this and we acknowledge that, appreciate that, be grateful for that. Okay. You are not getting the full benefit of it. Why? Because everything, every thought that stems from us is an energy. We are sending out a vibration, right? We discussed in the previous lesson about a happy girl and a sad girl. When a person is feeling happy, that energy is conveyed throughout our body to each and every cell, and all the cells are working at an optimum. Similarly, when we feel grateful to the food that we are consuming or for the life we have, we are sending out positive vibrations from our body. And when we are feeling sick or when we fail to utilize the opportunity to be grateful, we are missing that particular opportunity. Got it? So when we feel grateful, we are sending out vibrations, and there is a phenomenon called resonance. The moment you start feeling grateful about whatever good that is happening in your life, the same kind of situations you draw into your life. Okay, that is why we say our vibes did not match, right? We say that our frequencies don't match. So we get to connect to only those people who matches our frequency, whether it is thoughts or interests or hobbies or whatever it is. So to be grateful about whatever you are blessed with is one of the most important things to help you in losing weight, especially if you are consuming your food with gratitude, right? Why? Because if body is a mass, right? And Einstein proved that all mass is energy, and energy, if it is energy, it has got vibration. So the right kind of vibration, if you are grateful, that means you are emitting positive energy, you are feeling good, and your body becomes lighter, and there is no need for your body to accumulate fat. And fat is a stored form of energy. Why do you store something? Because when you are afraid, right? So when you feel grateful, you are creating the next moment. I told you in the previous class, when you stay in the moment, that moment creates your next moment. So when you are grateful for having that particular food, when you are grateful for to your body for able to walk, do the exercise, and all these things create the next moment. So it becomes a natural process. You don't have to worry about that. We try to understand with this simple example. We give, we offer something to a beggar. Why do you do that? Because we have, and he or she doesn't have anything. We are blessed with something, and they are unfortunate. So that's why we offer them something. But why are we doing that? While doing that, we feel good about ourselves. And when you're feeling good, happy hormones are released. When happy hormones are released, every cell in our body becomes happy, and metabolism shoots up. That means body feels lighter. When you are feeling lighter, you become healthy. So if you circle back to the first act, you offer something to a beggar, and what is the beggar giving you back? He is giving you health. That means if health is wealth, if whatever rupee or 10 rupees that you offer to a beggar, in fact, by being a beggar, he is giving you health. He is giving you wealth. So is he a beggar or a billionaire? Right? If someone can give you health, obviously he is rich, right? So unfortunately, we don't perceive this paradox. We think that that guy must have done something in his life and previous lives and all. We try to judge people. That is lopsided perception. If something, an opportunity is there, when we feel grateful, so should he be feeling grateful, or we should be feeling grateful for accepting our donation, our charity? We should be grateful, right? If someone is cooking food, we should say thanks to them. And the person who grew that crop, and the person who brought this to our home, right? To the earth, to the soil, to the air, everything. The moment we start practicing this, right? What happens? You always feel, I mean, the moment we start counting our blessings, we always feel good about whatever is happening in our life. So I would like to end this with a small story. So one European lady from London visited Himalayas, and she went visiting these rishis and sadhus who are doing meditation. She enters a small cave and finds a young man meditating. And to her surprise, she couldn't find any kind of, what do you say, any kind of stuff in the cave. There is nothing, a small mat for him to sit and meditate, and a small vessel to hold water. And she asked him, "Sir, where is your furniture?" And that monk, young monk, asked her without batting an eyelid. Where is yours? And taken aback, she replied, but I am a traveler here. And he said, I am also a traveler, right? So our time in this earth is limited. Let's not waste this on unnecessary emotions and unnecessary energy frequencies. The moment, I mean, it is a choice we are making every day. What kind of emotional state we want to be, whether we want to live in a complaint mode or finding fault or blaming or feeling bad or living in the past, cribbing, or we can start count blessings, our blessings, and be grateful. This is the choice we all are supposed to make. So the biggest choice that you can make is try to spend your days with gratitude, right? End of the day, we are just travelers. We are nothing but stardust. The concept of I is non-existent, right? This body is not yours. The possessions are not yours, right? We are here to enjoy the experience of being human. The moment we let go of unnecessary attachments to things, then our life becomes much easier and you don't have to hold on to unnecessary weight. So exercise number 6, be grateful for everything you have. You can write it on your journal or you can practice consciously in your mind. The moment you wake up, instead of going to your Facebook and WhatsApp and see who sent you a message, what are the updates, what is happening in the world, just take a moment to be grateful. Thank your bed, thank your pillow, thank your fan or air conditioner or whatever, your house, right? For peaceful sleep. Thank them. I mean, you don't have to be religious to be grateful. As soon as you wake up, do this just for a couple of minutes or just a second. I mean, 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Whenever you are eating, don't get distracted, starting from your table or your plate or the food or your mother or your spouse, who's ever cooked. Just thank them. I'm not asking you to do prayer, and it need not be a religious activity if you are not religious. Even if you are an atheist, just thank those people who made that food a possibility in your plate. While taking bath, also, because when you are taking bath, your body is totally relaxed. Your body goes into something known as alpha state. So while taking your bath, you thank your body for being in good shape, right? And thank your health. And while walking also, and while sleeping also, before going to sleep, just thank for all the things that have gone in your way. But unfortunately, what happens, we humans tend to focus more on pain instead of our blessings. So stop doing that and be consciously aware of things that you need to be grateful. What happens, especially for people who wanted to lose weight, is that we assume that fat is bad. That is our judgment. If we come out of that judgment and be grateful for the kind of uh, situation you are in, so you create more situations to be grateful for. That will discuss that why fat is not your enemy or foe, but a friend. That will discuss at day number 7. Thank you and have a good day.